four of possibly the most popular first phase openers. So Invoker, Adventurous Spirit, and Chen and DP for NaVi. And at first glance, it looks like NaVi's push can potentially be super scary. Team Spirit is probably going to be the one on the defensive, like not defensive, but they're
10 seconds
their objective is going to be able to like put a stop to the death ball, but that NaVi
5 seconds
are going to have coming out of a laning phase with the mech and Chen army supported by DP, or the other way around.
Spooky stuff. Skeleton armies from the Chen, Death Prophet with the Ghost Ladies running around as well. Spirit, they've got the Invoker mid, Iceberg, banning out the Bat Rider, and I don't think they need to ban out the Zeus just because going mid a hell of a lot, and P going there as well. Don't get rid of that one. Beastmaster might be one to go for, but it's the Broodmother, another off-lane hero that they do take out of the pool there for NaVi. And honestly, General in the off-lane has been playing, I feel, almost exclusive Bat Rider. I don't know how many games you've seen of NaVi recently, but General has been playing Bat Rider in his last game, Bat Rider in the game before that, Bat Rider in the game before that, Void in the game before that, Bat Rider, and what was the last one? Where's the last one? Oh, he wasn't playing before then. So he's played one game of Void and like 6 games of Bat Rider.
5 seconds remaining.
Interesting to see what he picks, because Void and Bat Rider are both banned out here.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Obviously, General being sort of new to the team, it's hard for new players to be able to play all these different types of heroes unless like you're just super talented. If I'm not mistaken, I remember General playing mid before when he played for. Was it like the NaVi that they made an announcement that NaVi was going to disband their team and make a new one, and it might have been some other team, but anyway, I saw General play a lot of mid heroes, so
yeah.
He's basically a mid player transitioning into off lane, so on top of him being a new addition to the team, he's going to be more selective about which heroes he feels comfortable in on the off lane.
He used to be playing, Queen of Pain, Shadow Fiend, Invoker, back when he stood in for a lot of teams. He stood in for like Power Rangers. I think he played for the old Team Spirit for a little while as well, before they were Team Spirit. Fails me. Yeah, he was, well, he still is a very talented player, like 7k plus MMR. He's exclusively mid until this point, but brought into NaVi, that gap left. Team Spirit, Venge, Visage, Invoker. Lots of V's here. Spirits. NaVi.
There's a lot of firepower in general on Spirit.
Big old nuke damage, you're right. What about Natus Vincere? What can they think about going to?
10 seconds remaining.
Push lineup. Heroes like Dazzle, Witch Doctor is still out there, another good support. Can kind of fill the gap that Chen leaves in the laning stage, especially just to try and hold things together.
Reserve time.
Spirit, this feels to me like an indication of aggression. Visage always used to be the tri-lane killer or the tri-lane maker, with that sole assumption. I'd be surprised to see them go like an aggro lane here, because obviously NaVi is going to have dual lanes.
Dire team pick.
Against the Chen though, I'm not sure, because Chen is sort of he doesn't go to a lane. He can choose to go to a lane, but he's sort of king of early game domination.
Drow Ranger.
And with Visage being really squishy
NaVi's
before level 4-ish,
pick.
It might kind of backfire for them to go aggro, and Spirit's the one that's going to pick up the Drow now. And for NaVi, I was going to talk about how DP and Chen aren't exactly the most mobile heroes. These two heroes are kind of clunky. They like to move in groups. So I expected NaVi to pick some sort of mobile hero that just goes all around the map, either has a blink or Nature's Prophet has a teleport, so they're not forced to 5-man in order to accomplish objectives. They'll need some more control though.
It's why I'm, like, in the back of my head, my brain wants me to say Spectre, but I don't know, my sort of knowledge of the way this draft is going, Spectre is sure good enough at getting up on top of the Drow Ranger and controlling the Drow in team fights and farming decently, but they need lockdown, they need hard, secure firepower. Turn it around on Team Spirit, and Winter Wyvern's ultimate honestly is going to do that. You throw that Winter's Curse, the Invoker if the Drow Ranger's around, and he's just going to get
Personally, I'm not a big
10
fan of Winter
seconds
Wyvern because I
remaining.
think he got nerfed way too much. I mean, not way too much, but as in
5
like
seconds
relative
remaining.
to what he was capable of before. Now you have to be really careful about how you use Winter's
Reserve
Curse and when
time.
you use it. And it's not like Team Spirit don't have magical damage. We don't know for sure what kind of Invoker this will be, but Cold Embrace might backfire in this case.
10
Visage
seconds
can just
remaining.
nuke him, and Invoker will combo on top of it. And it's also
NaVi's
very
turn
cooldown
to
based
ban.
support, so it's kind of like a semi-control hero, as in because she has such a long cooldown.
Dire team pick.
You have to only play around the Winter Wyvern, whereas if you had, for example, a VS, then you pretty much can always have that initiation tool.
Spirit offlane hero, what are you for here? Beastmaster is still out there if you want to add another aura to your arsenal. And a beast going with a Vengeance aura and that Drow
10
aura as
seconds
well.
remaining.
There's like Tidehunter and Abaddon and stuff like that out there, but it's the that they go for.
NaVi's turn to pick.
NaVi needing, I guess, a safe lane carry here for themselves. I'd like to play up against that Phoenix if you're in lane with a Winter Wyvern.
Seeing NaVi probably having watched Team Spirit game just now, countering the Drow completely with the Lycan. I'd be surprised if
10
they didn't pick a
seconds
carry that matches
remaining.
up really well against the Drow Ranger, some kind of in-your-face hero.
5 seconds remaining.
Can you get away with Anti-Mage?
Yeah, Anti-Mage is sort of...
Reserve time.
It's dangerous because it doesn't work too well with the rest of the lineup. So Anti-Mage will be farming by himself for a majority of the game, and then the rest of the four don't have too much control. Like, you have the Chen army and the DP, but how do you make Team Spirit commit?
About Ditchirad's heroes, like Juggernaut is still out there, obviously is kind of the mainstay hero of this patch, one of the stronger one-roll heroes out there. Ditchirad was always known for like his race block, his like that.
Master.
This is safe lane nature's
Yeah.
safe lane nature's prophet. Ah. That has kind of thrown me for a loop, and I'm guessing Team Spirit are a little bit about this as well. I mean, you can see where they're heading with their lanes, with the heroes being picked up by specific players. What does the final pick Beastmaster add to NaVi that they didn't have before? Is it all to do with that control and lockdown that they were lacking?
For sure, it adds the control. They did have a BKB counter through Winter Wyvern, but more the better. And the aura is going to be super nice when they push for towers. It's going to make it so that
10
Spirit
seconds
also has a
remaining.
really good lineup for pushing. So they have Drow aura, Venge aura,
5 seconds
the
remaining.
birds from Visage. So if there's a situation where it looks like both sides are going to trade towers, they're going to have a firepower edge. Master?
Be straight out,
Prepare
Seneko.
for battle.
Boots first on this Winter Wyvern, gonna go for those wards, his art style, picks himself up the rest of 40 items. We're actually gonna see Afterlife by himself. Servers and sent.
I wonder if Iceberg scouted out the T. Did use Sunstrike. I didn't quite catch it, but
Seneko. Wait for the Observer Walls, he's got enough to place one over to the east here, close to that bot rune spot, while NaVi on the Death Prophet, I'll Chen up the top, General Beastmaster, and the Lane Nature's Prophet for Ditchirad. He's up to down there. Afterlife Phoenix will see that, and Iceberg, Gold Black, Ochre, and the Vengeful Spirit up towards here with Ramsey's Drow, and always want to fly on
30
the Venge.
seconds to battle.
Now, we saw great things from Ramsey's on the Lycan last game, up against the Drow Ranger. Wonder if he'll go for that Aghanim's Mjolnir build we saw, or if it's going to be a little more standard this.
I think in this game it's a better game for him to go that Aghanim's trim, because the Invoker is going to benefit a lot from the Jara, as opposed to last game where DP, one of the worst range heroes, to make use of the Jara. Phoenix might go for this still, but decides not to. Taking way too much damage.
The Treants have destroyed him, and Afterlife has to dive away. He's used his dive already. The laning stage even properly begins.
And I think what NaVi are gonna do in their safe lane is DTRA is gonna give control of the Treants to Soneko, and they're gonna have a super easy time zoning out the Phoenix.
Moltres down in the spot lane as Articuno mid. Soneko comes in to help out a little bit with a send down. Iceberg has been forced back, and this Invoker in a 1v1 vacuum lane has a pretty bad time against Dendy's Death Prophet, regardless of the
General should be fine.
In.
Has the early boots.
Right, top lane. They kill off the boar at the very least, and that's a hefty cooldown on that Call of the Wild. Afterlife, what you up to? Observer placed for that aggressive vision. Sure, he sees the rotations in, especially from that Chen. Chen and Winter Wyvern could make life a living hell. Speaking of Chen, Artstyle is wrapping in on this top lane.
Artstyle, very famous for his super aggressive plays. It's almost as if this guy doesn't really care about his level 6 time. He just goes around killing people. He plays Chen a lot like Enchantress.
Goes and moves forward, blasts Ramses down, and this aggressive duel lane. And the Sunstrike is going to land, and they've got the movement in. The right-click attacks with the Alacrity up, the Fairy Fire. Not enough to keep him up and running. Iceberg's going to take a bit of a battering here. Cold spit of Soneko. Arctic burn all over his face, but he's got a salve up, so Iceberg gets himself back nice and healthy. Rotation in as Team Spirit first. Still in the coffin there. First knock on the door. Onto this Death Prophet, we've seen, you know, DPs can crush lanes. DPs can be incredibly annoying and a massive hassle to handle team fights. But if you can get those initial 2-3 kills in the initial laning stage, the first 10 minutes of the game, Death Prophet can be shut down massively.
Oh, for sure. DP is one of the worst heroes to have a bad start on. We saw this happen yesterday, I believe, when... Was it Redemption against Tearing? Their DP did not have a good time.
Oh, is Arsenal going to get the kill here?
A lot of
He's
trouble.
diving deep. The Satyr has no mana. He's punching. He's punching. He's got him. The Drow Ranger just slammed into the ground. Oh,
well,
dear.
if only Drow had a tango.
Well, the thing is, the Satyr had followed through the north part of the jungle above the tier 1, and she tangoed through. Because Arstal was diving pretty deep, and then she had to move all the way down to the south, getting chased out by that Satyr. If she'd not put herself back to the trees,
Denied.
maybe Ramses could have continued running through, but... Oh, it makes the rotation worthwhile. 1-for-1 trade-off up at top, while down to bottom lane. How's this lane going? Phoenix 1-0, while Ditchara is 16-11. This Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, rough lane for Phoenix.
Got no armor.
Look at this tree in her ass. What can Phoenix do?
2 armor, Treants do, you know, a tickly amount of damage, 32 damage, but it means a lot against this poor little Phoenix.
For now, it looks like Spirit's slightly ahead in the laning phase. The first blood and the return kill. 10. But I think a lot be different with the Dchar hitting level 6, because the Nature's Prophet's gonna hit level 6 and have more items than we're used to. Getting an early phase boots, for example.
Again, you make up those numbers.
Mid, Invoker? Is he gonna be okay? Oh, he got revealed.
Until that Invoker's ready, but the damage output's just too strong.
And he gets his revenge.
You're right, he does. Ghost Walk wasn't far away with a 1-1-2 build. Invoker has decided to go into, actually reverting back into the Alacrity build that we saw quite some time ago. Ghost Walk, but far out at that point in time, and there's the phase boots 4 minutes in for the Nature's Prophet, you remember. Actually, NaVi pushing into tier 1 pretty heavily.
Double room for
Dire's structures
if he
are
comes back,
fortified.
Phoenix
Dire's middle tower
might be in
is
some
under
trouble.
attack.
Uses the dive in the wrong way, but he has a TP.
1 hit, 2 hits.
That
Oh
damage.
my god, look at that damage! Afterlife.
Dire's middle tower
He decides
has
to tango
fallen.
up and keep dive for now. Hurrah! Routes him up. There's another good little tango through the trees. Afterlife is okay for this moment in time, but
Radiant's
Ditchara's not
bottom
done. He
tower
wants to keep
is under
chasing this
attack.
down with the phase boots. He's got the movement speed. Left TP's out, but that's a forceful push. This Phoenix outside of the lane.
another wraparound from Chen and Dendi.
Black.
They're gonna find Go Black.
There's the trap into stun, and the OS frog sucky just begins fast as it ends. I still think that spell is a little bit insane, but regardless, Dendi utilizing it to its full extent as Iceberg, he's lost his tier 1 here. Well, the Death Prophet actually is a pretty scary beast. Our style, battling it out against Always Wanna Fly, but the net closing. Try and TP. Wasn't for him that Iceberg and Invoker had Alacrity ready to go, so good move by Iceberg, moving himself across until Dendi decides time to fight again. Soul Siphon up with that throw of the Crypt Swarm as well. They've got the damages, follow him through. What they commit under that tier 2.
They don't have true sight.
Oh, Prophet, are you dead here?
Mana for TP.
Get himself away. Spirit just slowly walking through the jungle. A mess this laning phase honestly hasn't lasted very long. Laning stage has lasted like 4 minutes. Artstyle is the main proponent of this, just running himself around from lane to lane, controlling the game and really setting the tempo for the rest of his team.
Look at Dendi, he's playing DP like it's some other like Lina or something. He's just walking around behind, making loot around. Iceberg has to make another ghost walk.
Time wasted by Iceberg though. Where he's meant to head to get these last hits he needs. Currently, Midas, it's not that far away. It's some guaranteed farm time. At the very least, they've got the Drow Ranger up at top, right? Farming away, Ramses, hands, and heading into the treads.
Looks like DHRA is going to go for the early drums. So heavy on the team fight, they expect to be grouping as a 5-man often.
Mainstay build for Nature's Prophets keeps their section pretty open. Orchid drums into whatever the hell you want, really. May even go into that, good old damage build that we see Furians in the past. Go for the Desolator. Go for the Deso Manta Shadowblade build. Go and destroy towers and things like that. Team Spirit, who are on the back foot at this moment in time, with the Cyclones coming out and Godblack waiting, hiding, but he can't hide from Ditira. The Nature's Prophet comes in good. Cut through the trees there with Tango, but Dendi's on the side, he's on the money, he's on time as well, speeding through with a haste rune and sucking off Always Wanna Fly, Always Wanna Die! Taken out by Dendi with a double kill. Rest of Team Spirit, where are they hiding? Iceberg's mid, trying to get himself some farm, but another tier 1. Go the way of NaVi.
Yeah, Iceberg's going Midas, which is gonna make it even harder for Spirit to, fend off this aggression from NaVi. And with DP having had such a good game, he got first blooded, but after that it's been all Gucci for Dendi. They're in a lot of trouble because DHRA is playing the 1 position Nature's Prophet. It kind of reminds me of VG during TI4, where Sylar played the 1 position Nature's Prophet. And you saw crazy aggression early on. It's only 8 minutes in, and look at how many towers are gone. Tier 1s and 1 tier 2.
Easier to count how many towers are left. Team Spirit here, it's a difficult position to be in. Always Wanna Fly, still trying to get level 6, Godblack, level 4. No ultimates for these supports. Even Ramses, the Drow Ranger, has relegated himself to farming Ancients. Try and bring himself back up to par in this game.
It's almost as if NaVi have no interest in farming, and Team Spirit, everyone's farming, either for levels or for more items. Always Wanna Fly, he's very aggro right now. He needs to get level 6.
No, did you miss that?
Sorry, what happened?
Dendi dropped his Sage's Mask at mid. I'm not entirely sure why. Oh, he was swapping out like a branch for a Sage's Mask or something. But Afterlife dived and took it. Afterlife now has a Sage's Mask, which used to belong to Dendi. As I'm giggling at that, Visage gets a kill on the Wyvern down at bottom lane. Good pick off there. But the play from Afterlife, sneaky devil. Now they look to try and focus down these Chen creeps as they push themselves forward, but down at bottom lane, Dendi's invis, waiting for that go, waiting for the initiation tool he needs. That initiation tool is Ditira, back in the jungle, farming away.
We didn't talk about the Beastmaster at all, but he got his Necrobook, pre 10 minutes,
Who?
golden timing.
There's a Beastmaster?
Yeah, there's a Beastmaster. And That's gonna be really scary because after you get Necro Book 1, Necro Book 2 and 3 come naturally. Unless like you just get team wiped every single time you engage. Super aggro TP. Oh, never mind. Sold it. I thought he was gonna go in and be YOLO. Kill the Drow and be like worth. But they're gonna go for this bottom tier 1, and I'm not sure if Spirit are ready to stop this.
Oh, calm and
Dire's
collected.
bottom tower is under
This is
attack.
the new NaVi. Perfectly poised just to put for this tier 1 at bottom lane and then maybe even take Roshan. The lasting remnants of this exorcism that Dendy's just thrown out, but in fact they want to try and pick off always want to fly with a smoke in general. Sets his sights on death. That's what the Visage will get. Saw something, gonna do a chunk of damage back to Seneko, but it's all over. And they even keep the Necro 1 up and running for another push into tier 2 mid or even a tier 2 bottom lane if they really want to.
NaVi's gonna go down a bit, and my guess is that the next time Dendi has Exorcism, they're gonna go for Roche. And it's actually normally this Dire lineup has very good Roche potential, but Nature's Prophet pressuring all these lanes and making it obvious if Team Spirit go missing. It's gonna be hard for them, and as I say that, they're gonna try for the Roche. NaVi should be aware of this, I feel.
They are aware, they're not ticking, they're not moving over.
Yeah, they have
yet.
a Beastmaster with a Hawk, so...
Yeah, the Hawk is moving itself over, the Boar is here as well, and Team Spirit, they bail out of the pit. Fly at least, he's hit his level 7 now. Those little birdies flapping around, Iceberg with the Midas. Good strides towards some kind of item. I don't know whether it's going to be the Yule
Dire's
Scepter.
top tower is
or,
under
Look
attack.
at top lane though. DTRL is going to pressure this top lane. They can't comfortably Roche right now.
Can't comfortably fight either because Godlackey's already been taken
Oh my
out.
god.
Dead already before the fight really begins. Ramses and Iceberg, time to run and hide. Have a TP. There's a TP
They're
on the
losing their
Drow Ranger.
TP.
There's a TP on the Visage, but it's on cooldown. They have to TP the Drow back, but she can't defend up against this Nature's Prophet as he just rips into that tier 3 tower. Structural damage is done. And then NaVi swoop in for the Roshan.
They gonna commit to this? Sure, they don't really need to. All they need to do is just play around the Roche pit and make Spirit run around and outmaneuver them with it. Wondering what DTRL is gonna go next. He has 2k gold. Orchid it's okay. It's not the best I feel against lineup. He's not gonna play solo kill based.
What else could he go for? Shadowblade, show us the money. Give us the Necrobooks actually. If you go double Necrobooks on General and Ditira, the pushing power here is superb. Team Spirit, even if that is a little bit all-in-ish, but Ditira TP's into the Roche pit. Familiar's here, stunning him up and finding him out. Dendy's Exorcism keeps on going. All Spirits are out, but Team Spirit have a real tough time getting themselves into the pits. The thing they do have though is Phoenix up on the high ground, waiting with a dive and supernova if he really wants to, and that's the good control they have. Matter of time before they move themselves over towards the pit though, because Ramsey's a fair distance away.
I think NaVi have to be slightly careful though. They're being cocky. I thought DTRL was gonna stay in other lanes and tie down the other boards like Drow Ranger, but he came immediately, which means that Team Spirit, they don't have to worry about like their tier 3 right now. They're all gonna rush there, and Phoenix already being in position to get a nice ult, followed by Invoker, who already has Meteor Blast summoned invoked, so he's for a combo. This narrow path.
They're prepping, they're setting up. Ramsey's he's not coming in just yet though. NaVi, Roshan is down to half health, and his familiars, they've been taken out actually. Visage does not have another resummon. The Winter Wyvern is blasting back. The aggressive posture here from Team Spirit's kind of waning and fading, but NaVi are the ones to give up. Initially, as they're back out of the pit, and these familiars will scout Roshan's HP, they know exactly what's up.
Radiant's
Now we're at
middle
an
tower
impasse.
is under attack.
No exorcism for NaVi. Well, Team Spirit do have all their big ultimates up and ready outside of this from, well, earlier have been resummoned actually. Back to the land of the living.
Midas on DOTA. He went right for the Midas.
Radiant's top tower
Saved
is
up
under
like
attack.
2,500, bought Midas. Trying to secure the late game, I guess. Oh, Roshan, big attempt again. Ramsey's gonna get hit down. Ramsey's not like this. Killed by Roshan. Why? And DOTA is on the hunt, on the chase, catches Goblak in a cage of Prius. The body blocks are real, and now the chase continues. Iceberg can get wailed on by always want to fly. Another target here, but he's still gonna get sucked off by the overpowered Ghost Lady. And she now, Dandy, changes to another target. That's 4 dead as Team Spirit make the massive blunder of getting into the Roach Pit ahead of themselves.
I think that had to be a frustration call. They were tied to the Roche Pit for almost 2 minutes, and the only way for them to leave is if NaVi goes in, or if they go in, and they chose the latter. I'm not sure what... I mean, of course Exorcism was down, so on paper it looked like, okay, like DP doesn't have ult, maybe we can fight into this. They're bluffing. NaVi don't really... they're not ready to contest Roche, but... I mean, Drow just went in and took damage and bashed from Roche. It wasn't even close.
No, there was no reason to do it. I mean, I kind of wanted to keep this hidden until 20 minutes or so, but the way this game's going, I'm bringing up the net worth graph right now. 10,000 net worth lead here, 16 minutes in for NaVi. Good 5,000 experience lead, not a massive amount, but still a good chunk up on what they have, but... I'm just worried about this Drow Ranger. We saw it in the previous game, where she gets run down, focused in, and even if she's managing to get a good position to launch these arrows from, standing your ground is something Drow Ranger needs to do, but against a Beastmaster, Death Prophet, against this Winter Wyvern, who honestly we haven't even seen just yet, with the Winter's Curse, and Drow Ranger hitting the Invoker, tough for Team Spirit. They have to try and split push, try and farm their own jungle. They've done a great job taking control back. Their own jungle, in fact, while they make the most of these creep camps. But they have so many heroes that need so many levels. The Visage needs Ags, the Drow needs an Ether Lens. Vengeful Spirit and Invoker, they need a shit ton of items. And this is even before I look at Phoenix, who needs level 11. Needs Midas, probably not anymore because it's getting too late into the game. A Dual Scepter, a Shiva's Guard, anything. Poor little Afterlife Phoenix. It's just rough roads all around here for Team Spirit as NaVi. They're picking up item after item. Ramsey's up at top. Caught. He's gonna get picked off, but not before. Always wanna fly. Gets the kill back. DOTA manning up against the Drow Ranger and gets the better of him.
Sunstrike?
Where is it? You aiming for it? Come on, show me the money. Way off. Guessed wrong. Thought DOTA would make his way down south to try and duke it out. Good attempt by Iceberg on the Invoker, but enough as Goblak Dendi. Look at that Arcstar nuke! Case does stall out a little bit, but NaVi, they want this final outer tower. 1 remains. For how long?
Oh, they're gonna get it though.
Are they gonna get Iceberg as well? He's silenced up. He's just demolished. The egg is dropped, but it's right click down here. Team Spirit have lost another couple of heroes, and they're gonna TP more in. Always wanna fly. No! Oh!
Dire's middle
Where the
tower is
Bible
under
bump
attack.
slow as
Dire's
always wanna
middle
fly.
tower
TP'd
has
in
fallen.
to die.
Dire's
Oh, they're
structures
so
are fortified.
panicking right now. Nothing's going right. They lost a Roche, and you know that brief time coming out of the laning phase, Drow is going to die.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Dire's
Swap
middle
back,
tower
puts her
is
into a
under
worse position than she was in originally. Oh goodness gracious me, Goblak favoured his own life over that of the
Dire's
Drow
middle
Ranger.
tower has fallen.
They don't have
Dire's
any items
middle
on
barracks are under attack.
here that are going to make a difference. Look at what NaVi have. They have Drum on DOTA, the
Dire's
Necro
middle
Book
barracks
on
has
General,
fallen.
Mech on Chen, and what do Spirit have? They don't have a Mech. They have the Midas on Invoker. 0 utility.
But General is still waiting up on his high ground as well for a solo kill. He's got the Roar, he's got the Necro 3.
Dire's top tower
Target
has
to
been
walk up on
denied.
into him. What did DOTA go for? He did! He went back for the Shadow Blade, and I just want to Deso Manta now, honestly. Later plus Manta style. Old school Nature's Prophet build. Before any of before any of the Orchid, Blink Dagger, Maelstrom, before any of the, Mech, Force Staff, Utility Prophet, no Medallion. Give me the old school, the Kill Prophet. Dire's Courier. He got picked off there by the Necrobuxom General, and he shoves himself forward onto the tracks towards middle lane as well.
Pinging the drow. Man. Couldn't DTRS still go for like Silver Edge and just auto attack the Invoker or Drow once, and now these two heroes are the only heroes that are capable of doing deeps. But I guess looking at how easy it is for them to kill Drow, they don't really have to worry about reducing her damage.
Oh, Ramses buys back, but the second lane of Axis is getting taken down so quickly here. Last stand Saloon. Time to push forward, try to get as much damage done as you can. NaVi heals
look at bottom.
Bottom lane, you're right, Ditcherai is shoving in onto the tier 3, he's doing some severe structural damage, and the core Ramses, the buyback turns the dieback. Drow Ranger is dead. Good game full, that's it, it's done. NaVi 20-5. 20 minutes in, completely ruined team spirit.
That was a pretty clean game from NaVi. Like you mentioned, calm and collected. I mean, there's not much to say. Clean execution and Spirit, I don't know, they never really came together as a team. Everyone was busy farming. Zhao was just hitting creeps. I mean, that's normal for Zhao, but Invoker was basically ended the game with Midas, so he was never going to be a real factor in the team fights. And, the Venge, Visage were struggling for levels all game. That when they first try to contest Roche, Venge didn't even have to swap. So, a completely different showing from Team Spirit compared to the first game, where they're the ones that played a clean